Good morning, password holders. Today, April 17th, 2017, day 899 of the vlogs, and obviously I'm back here in my apartment, showered, ready for the day. Kind of had up and down start, right? Obviously, last night receiving a last minute request, and I wasn't expecting to do it, and then Carr really said, hey, don't get up off the couch. Just sit down, do it. You'll feel better. You'll sleep better. Do that. And sure enough, I got it done. And so even though it's technically out of scope for the work that I'm supposed to be doing, it's the right thing to do. This is my biggest client, and I should always try and treat them with not only the greatest of respect, but the benefit of the doubt on a lot of this stuff. And I try to. I sent an email through a couple weeks ago when I was, or a week ago, when I was booking tickets and knew for sure that I was going to be in New York, asking to, sit and speak with a handful of people at VaynerMedia, and one of those people was Andy, my major point of contact at the company, and he sat there and he responded this morning saying, hey, can we schedule a phone call for later today? And my answer was, of course, yes. Communication is always a good thing, but I don't know what this is about. Obviously, 10 days ago, 11 days ago, whatever it was, we transferred all shorty captioning responsibility back to the team over at VaynerMedia. I don't know if this is, going to go which way it's going to go, right? It may just be trying to figure out why I need to be in the office for 2 days, and there's certainly some of that, obviously, with them learning all this captioning stuff. I'd prefer to be there and give one-on-one time to each one of the 7 video editors, but that may not be necessary in his eyes. Alternatively, I just want to hang out in the office because it's a super nice office, and I know a lot of people who work at the company, so I would like to catch up with folks and just kind of give them a couple of days or a day and a half to really kind of see if they can find 15, 20 minutes to come and find me and sit down and chat. Or maybe this is, hey, them throwing up the white flag on, doing the shorty work, and, the discussion that we had in January, all of a sudden it's going to become relevant again for me doing everything with this many video editors and going forward. So we'll see. It's kind of an interesting situation relating to how this is all going to work out. Not really sure how it's going to go. All that said, I want to do it this way. I don't want to freak myself out about it, and so I'm going to get back into work. I've got Yoga with Adrian from yesterday. I've got Dan Martell from today, currently in queue. I've got 2 smaller channels that are in the mix, so I'm going to try and take care of those before 1 o'clock. If I can do that, that means the board will be cleared. I can do the vlog edit, and then I'll do Clintus's video today. And then this phone call is tentatively scheduled for 2:30 my time. So after that's done, I'll head back over to Cars because I need to do a load of laundry, and secondarily, we have an engagement tonight. Not an engagement. We are going to go and hang out with a couple of her friends and their significant others and just kind of catch up because it's been apparently like 4 or 6 weeks since they all hung out. So that's kind of the plan for today. It's another kind of busy Monday. It's not crazy busy because of all the work that I did over the weekend and especially last night. But in the end, things are going to get caught up, and I'm going to feel pretty good about it. Hope you guys are having a great start to this Monday, or Tuesday if you're watching on day of release. Let's get this one started. All right, guys, I apologize. I have not picked up a camera. It's been a crazy day on the business front. I'm just finishing up Clintus's captions from today, making that the 6th file that will go back to clients today. I've got some weird news, mixed signals. I'm not, it's business stuff, so I don't want to put it out there for the privacy of the clients involved, but it's weird. I'm getting such mixed signals, and it has such a big impact on my business, and so I'm kind of in this weird kind of shock zone right now. So I've just been kind of processing all the different pieces of information, the interaction back and forth that we've had today, because it's been a half dozen emails at this point, and so I'm trying to not overextend in any way, shape, or form or overplay things, but at the end of the day, I'm just kind of confused. So accordingly, I'm going to start to make plans. If everything were to go sideways tomorrow, some of that includes canceling or at least delaying the New York trip. But I'm not going to pull the trigger on that until later this week because there's really no reason for me to immediately cancel it. And then if I have to move it back in, then I'm going to pay even more. So I can wait up to, I think it's another week or so, and I can either receive a partial refund or a full voucher, which I may end up using. almost immediately because of the way that things were stacking up. Like, I may need to redirect those funds into a different um, travel event that's going on in my life. And so, like, I'm going to wait a couple days, see how all this plays out. But for right now, things are in a very weird space. Things are still okay with the business. There's still cash in the bank accounts and all that stuff, but it's just like, I'm scared. And it's a weird situation, and I don't want to overreact, but I also need to begin to make worst case scenario plans fall into place pretty quickly. So at this point, I am kind of in this weird spot. I hate to say it, but I really, really am. And so I haven't picked up a camera, and so I apologize for that. And like, I would love to give you more details, but once again, this is business stuff, and this is business like in a major way. So I think tomorrow things start to crystallize a little bit more in all likelihood. They certainly will by Wednesday, and that's when I'm going to start to make decisions regarding a lot of things very quickly, because I may have a ticking time clock above my head where I have to make some stuff happen pretty quickly. So yeah, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to pack up my stuff. I'm going to head on over to Carlin's so that we can either go to this thing tonight or not. I'm not sure what's going on with her, and it sounds like we're not going, but it's still going on. So like, I'm confused, but it's easier for me to be on the ground there by 5:15 when she gets home, which gives me about an hour to pack up all my stuff because I need to do laundry and whatnot, and I can do that at her place as easily as I can at Ben and Kamie's. And quite frankly, I would much rather hang out with my girlfriend while that gets done if we are not going out tonight. So weird situations all the way around, but just trying to process it.
Gonna try and record a quick clip here before I jump on the 202 and head over to Carlin's place. Everything about the situation seems weird, just weird. Not functional, not right. Something's off, and at the end of the day, I can't control the variables, but what I can control is my reaction to them. And so I'm trying to find the lemonade in these lemons of the situation, even if everything goes as it says it does, as it said it will when everything kind of stopped. And I think that really requires me to make some pretty drastic changes here pretty quickly. I'm super thankful right now that I did not sign the 6-month lease extension that I had asked 2 weeks ago for them to draft up, because I may not have a need for that right now. It's looking more and more like the easiest thing for me to do, both for health insurance, financial reasons, and peace of mind, is to go get a corporate jobby job, which is not fun, is not the ideal situation, but will immediately solve a handful of different issues. Obviously, given my experience and the kind of levels that I'll be going for, it won't happen overnight. That's just the nature of kind of being in a mid-manager, senior kind of position, given my experience in the social media and online marketing spaces. So kind of the rule of thumb is for every $10,000 that you're looking for, you need to add an additional week to your job search expectations. And so we're talking somewhere in the 7 to 10 week period. And it looks like I've got air cover for somewhere between 12 and 15 weeks, if I'm smart about how everything plays out. And that's without gaining a single new client in that time, which obviously is going to become one of the major things that I try and do over the next few weeks while I'm applying for jobs. Is if I can sit there and if I can replace the income that I'm going to lose from these accounts, then the better off that I'm going to be. But if they're good accounts and they're low pressure accounts and I can have them stay within the model that was originally architected, then that puts me in a position where, I can do this as a nights and weekends part-time gig in addition to a full-time job, which, to be absolutely honest, with my financial situation is probably the right play in the immediate future. I want to start to make some bigger moves in life and not just play the short-term game. And that's been really kind of where my mind has been. And especially in the last year, it's been about trying to build the business, but trying to do so in such a fashion where I can continue to service, the client base that I have had, and has kind of has gone stagnant in its growth because of the demands that Gary and his team, and then the subsequent other clients that I've signed in the last 15 months. It's made it really hard for me to be able to kind of do both, and I think that I've repriced the entire services into the right spot where I can do that in a more effective and efficient way. But right now I'm just going to kind of be smart about kind of the totality of the situation. That even if the model works, my scalability is not currently locked in, even though I have the capacity in some respects, right? We've architected things out, we've done the training for enough people, so I can spin up if I have the revenues, but I don't have the revenues, and if I don't have the revenues, well, then I can't pay everyone, including myself, at a rate that is worthy of the time investment involved. So I'm of the mindset that right now, that's the way we go with all this. So one step at a time, one move at a time, but building out the funnel, beginning to deploy Facebook ads against it, applying for jobs all simultaneously, and making that kind of my full-time gig between here and whenever something changes.
All right, guys, to catch you up, I went over to Carlin's last night, hung out with her, had some dinner, and then promptly fell asleep on her couch. She knew that I was pretty stressed out, all things said and done yesterday, and wanted to make sure that I relaxed and got enough sleep, and she kind of forced it on me, and it worked. So it's kind of one of those where it's still a tough day and everything, but I will say thank you so much for your time and your attention. I really appreciate them both. And remember, you never stumble upon opportunity by standing still, so go do cool stuff. Bye for now.